Hey, everybody. Just give us one more minute. Okay, that was 1 minute in Xeno time. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our weekly AMA. It is 2:03 EST, October 25th, 2021, and we just lost Q. He'll be back in a moment. Um, So the first thing I want to do is just take a moment. I'm going to give the floor to some of our new team members. You might have seen some of these guys in the chat or in Discord or all sorts of places. So we'll start off with Risen. He'll just take a moment, introduce himself, and talk a little bit, and then we'll move on.
Hello, everybody. I'm Risen. I am got brought on to help with the marketing and specifically social media. So you'll see me popping around in Discord, um, as well as helping with our moderators and making sure that all of our platforms are communicating, getting the information out to you guys as soon as possible.
All right. Next, we're going to pass it on to Mr. Bolan Soran.
Hey guys, I'm Bolon Sauron. A lot of y'all have probably seen my name in Discord by now. Um, I am here as our community grows, which we've now broke 13,000 on Discord, primarily to assist Isla with communication with the Discord community, help and answer questions, be a go-between for the dev team, pretty much anything that we can do inside the Discord channel. Thank you.
And last but not least, Q, Quantum. I call him Q. He's actually been on the team for a little bit, but I don't think he's had an opportunity to speak to everybody yet. And he is part of the marketing team doing some really cool stuff for us in the future. So I'll let him have a moment.
Hey guys. I'm Q. I've actually been around the crypto space for a while, for a few years now. I've been involved in various projects in different capacities, but I'm happy to be here on this team. We have a solid team here. I've been watching the project for quite a few months, and really excited to see what's been going on and how things have been going. And I've been brought on to help with marketing and a little bit of business development, and design. I'll be overseeing our merchandising efforts and also helping to facilitate some relationships with other studios in the gaming industry. My background is in software engineering, but I've worn a lot of hats throughout the years, and I'm happy to be here to serve you guys.
Awesome. And we're stoked to have all of you guys on. Everybody else here is most likely familiar with Spicy and Tango. So we're not going to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. Reputation speaks for itself. So we're going to launch right into these questions, and we're going to be bouncing back and forth. We're going to be doing a little bit of some general questions because I think that's what a lot of you guys are interested in, especially from some of the questions I received throughout this week. And Tango's going to he's going to be more or less taking responsibility for answering those questions, and then we'll be bouncing back and forth between him and Spicy to do some more marketing and promo type questions. So right off the bat, we have a question from DFK Superfan. He says, does the luck stat affect the quality or the amount of rewards from the quests? And I believe that's for you, Mr. Tango.
Yeah, so the luck stat definitely does have an impact on the questing. Specifically the fishing questing. It's got a significant amount of bearing onto what's going to be coming out of the fishing quests. But the luck is essentially going to be used in any way that you would expect luck to be used, right? So you have a better chance of potentially down the road getting, like a critical strike if you're fighting something. We're not quite there yet, but that's kind of the intention of that. Maybe some evasion, right? You're just lucky in general, and that includes finding rare items, and most specifically, like I mentioned in fishing, that's an important stat for that particular quest. So you'll probably get more fish or more rare types of fish.
Delicious. Our next question, what is the weekly giveaway for this Tuesday going to be? And I'm going to throw that one over to you, Spicy.
Hey everybody. Yeah, so tomorrow, which is Tuesday, we're actually going to be celebrating our Telegram a little bit. I know we do a lot of stuff over here in Discord and on Twitter, But our Telegram community, if you haven't been over there, has grown quite a bit. We just recently hit 4.8 thousand members over there. So we are going to be doing some sort of giveaway to celebrate that. And I'm probably going to post the rules or the information about that in the Telegram announcement channel. Just to kind of give you guys a hint, it will probably involve Twitter a little bit, and it will be for our Telegram community.
All right. Our next question is from community member Garaku. I hope I'm saying that right. Um, do you think that you guys should be making announcements when snapshots are finished? I was just curious. It can be seen as maybe undesirable to not know for the community when exactly these things are going down. Or do you have any other information you could share on that subject, Tango?
Yeah, so the snapshots have been an important piece of what we've been trying to do. Ultimately, we want to be able to give away some cool stuff to our, you know, loyal community members, people who've been here. We want to be able to give away stuff to everybody. We love this game and we love you guys. So we're trying to do snapshots. A lot of those are random and secret, and you just kind of never know when they're going and what the thresholds are going to be. We just kind of look at what we want to give away and who might qualify for those. For the land snapshots specifically, we kind of mentioned that there's a threshold for that, and that we'd be doing those every Friday for a few weeks. We intentionally don't say exactly down to the block or the minute of when those are going to come out. Part of it's because we never know exactly what our schedule looks like and what the RPC is doing. We can't guarantee a snapshot at any specific time. But we are trying to stick to our weekly schedule to make sure that, somebody who was invested into the X Joules and qualified, last week is still in there and they still qualified this week. It's not meant for people to game the system and try to get back and forth. It's really meant to reward long-term holders. And so we're looking at better ways of doing that in the future. I wouldn't say we're trying to be secretive about exactly when it goes on, but the truth of the matter is we want to give stuff away. We just get to it when we can. That being said, there is potential for us to maybe make better announcements. We are trying to avoid any price manipulation of people who maybe um, know exactly when it's happening and are waiting to just have a bot ready to sell and rebuy any dips that might happen. So we're trying to avoid that a little bit, but there is a public snapshot because we want everyone to be able to see and verify that they were on that snapshot. That document is available. It is public. We do post the snapshot results, as soon as they're taken. So we're not holding on to those and keeping them secret. There's nothing, shady going on there at all. It's just we take the snapshot when we can get to it and we post it in that sheet. So um, if that sheet isn't available or if we haven't posted that in a readily accessible place, we'll make sure that it gets there. But ultimately, we want to make sure that you guys get the rewards that you're looking for and that you have the communication that you need. We just want to avoid any of that. Hey, we're doing this in the next 5 minutes to get people, ready to try to manipulate anything in any way. So hopefully that answers the question. But yeah, we do want to be very transparent on that, but are also aware of the consequences of announcing things too specifically or also not announcing anything at all. So we're trying to play that fine line.
All right. Our next question comes from Garaku again, and he says, it seems unfair to squeeze a weekly airdrop into a very small amount of time in EST. Would you guys consider doing a longer grace period for people who don't live in the US or in that time zone specifically?
Yeah, I can take that one. I know it's tough to kind of pick a perfect time for everyone when we're dealing with a, across the globe time zone situation. Unfortunately, that will always be a struggle. We do try to space out our airdrops, especially on like Twitter and such, to at least go on for a couple of days, give everybody a chance to catch up and participate. Our team and our connections are growing really fast. So I do think we will have more opportunities to be more inclusive in different time zones as we grow across the globe for sure.
And
I would
I will.
also,
Oh,
oh,
go ahead, Tango.
Well, I was just gonna say, we have been looking at the way we're handling those airdrops and some of the snapshots and various things like that. So we're trying to find better ways as we grow to make sure we're incorporating more people in there. And so just doing more regular, more frequent, potentially even community-based, as we grow those different regions. If the Japanese Twitter community starts growing more, we'll have more allocations that can be handed over to those communities and maybe start running multiple streams of giveaways and airdrops and snapshots and things like that too. But we got to start somewhere, as Spicy said. We're doing our best. We just we do what we can based on what we have right now.
Yeah, and I was going to say basically the same thing as Tango. We do strive to fairness is something we chat a lot about internally, being fair and impartial at every possibility we can. And a little bit of that is going to be growing and learning through experience, and then the other part is better planning. So we are looking at things like that, and we do want to solve these points of pain for the community, and we don't want people who live in different time zones or different countries to feel like secondhand citizens. So thank you for providing that feedback to us, and please keep providing that feedback. We don't want anybody to feel left out or like secondhand members of the community. Um, so our next question comes from Bernie. Are there any plans to add the advanced classes to the filters on the Tavern?
Yeah, this one's probably me again. We are actually adding a lot of things to the filters. Again, our focus has been on the actual core functionality of the tavern and the hero marketplace. But we have already, based on some of that feedback, added some additional filters. Um, some things might still be in our alpha phase as we're looking at, exactly those filters can be a little bit tricky to get them just right without causing heroes to disappear inappropriately. So we're looking at that, but absolutely we will be adding additional filters as new classes are found and new levels of things are discovered within the game. We'll be making sure that are made available there. So there are some things that are not currently there because we want them to be a surprise, but yeah, we'll make updates.
All right. This is from community member Happy B. Are there any plans to translate the game to other languages?
Yeah, I was actually just talking to Raspberry Swirl about this the other night. I think that her and maybe Tadakichi are going to be leading the charge on as devs working on getting the right translation um, into the game so that we can have it, in multiple languages. I'm gonna be hopping in and helping with facilitating with the right translators. We are gonna be kind of looking for that and building that out. But I think, yeah, we just started kind of shifting gears and focusing on some of our dev team on getting those translations done.
Wonderful. Um, this next question came from Shifty0201 in Discord. In another online game I play, you can spend gold to purchase a daily newspaper that'll cover recent relevant information, player achievements, and other news that players may be interested in. Are you considering something like that for DeFi Kingdoms? And that's probably spicy.
Yeah, so we have just introduced the weekly town crier. I don't It's going to be our newsletter. I don't know if you've seen him. His name is Milo. Um and that will kind of fill this part of the game in. We are currently discussing adding him to the town center or the marketplace. Having him kind of like walk around or stand somewhere with his bell and you can interact with him by clicking on him. This is still kind of in early development and change, but we were kind of thinking that, he could be like an announcement kind of section for the game in the game. So yeah, we're definitely working on something like that.
Awesome. Um, our next question comes from Lucio. Do you guys have any plans to offer the official soundtrack for the game on Spotify or any other streaming channel?
I can take that one. We love the music that's coming into our game. Some of the original music that we had in there is, we're not licensed to be able to sell it or offer it, other than within the game with the appropriate attribution to that music. So as far as putting it, taking it, and packaging it and offering it anywhere else, we're looking at how we can do that with the music that we own and that we've created um, as a team. And so that is something we want to look into. We have several other options and ideas relating to the music that are in the works that we think will be really exciting for the community. But I think you can look forward to some sort of a streaming playlist that will be available at some point.
Awesome. I am personally excited for that. I want to drive around and just listen to DeFi music all day.
That's
So our
right.
next question, we're going to pass this one over to Q. So what's the current status of DeFi Kingdoms merch, and do you have anything you could show us?
Yeah. So right now we're currently working with suppliers and vendors to create a truly unique offering of DFK merch. We're working with a third party to check in to see if they can help us with our domestic and international shipping considerations. We do have some sneak peeks of some items. I leaked couple of them in general, like I think yesterday or the day before, but there was only a few people present. But I'll go ahead and post some in the AMA voiceless chat here in just a few moments. But yeah, we do have some stuff that's already being produced. We have a couple hoodies that are being made, and actually, Flu will be one of the first people to get one. He actually gets his this week. So that's exciting, and we've got some really neat stuff that I hope that as we create it and offer it to you guys, that you guys are just as excited about it as we are, because we know the whole merch thing is a big deal for some. We like to have something physical to hold on to in this world of digital ownership. So we definitely see the value in what we're doing in this regard, and can't wait to bring it to you.
And I just tacking onto that, we're really excited about it as well. It's another offering that just kind of helps solidify the amazing project that has, come, and the community that's come with it. So we're really excited about that. We will most likely be, having some of those merchandise options given away, shipped as airdrops type of thing. So you can have a physical airdrop in addition to the digital ones that we're doing here. So we don't have specific plans on that yet, but definitely take a look at some of the awesome stuff Q has been doing, and uh, get excited about potentially winning some of that. So it's going to be really cool.
Wow, I'm hyped up. I've seen a little bit more of the stuff that Q is making that you guys won't be able to see for a little bit. Just some stuff that's still in the planning and like pre-production phase. But I'm personally pretty excited about it. So we're just gonna kind of tack onto that question with another one we've gotten from the community. Are there any plans to be able to purchase merch with Joule directly?
Yeah, so that's a great question. We're currently running through some feasibility tests on this idea to determine how we could accomplish this logistically. We're also trying to determine if there are any legal ramifications to consider. We would love to find, yet another amazing way to use Joule. We just want to make sure we do it the right way. So I absolutely 100% want to make this work. So we'll keep you guys updated with more information in the days ahead as we get further down this road.
All right. So our next question comes from the user. It's I don't know if it's meant to be pronounced genome or just gnome. Either way. He says, I wanted to give you feedback on the new artwork. Everything looks really awesome, but with the coloring, it's quite hard for people with impaired color vision to see the difference. So, are there any plans to write on the card rare, uncommon, etc., or have different visual indicators? This is something. This is the question I'll answer. That is something we do look at often, and in fact, I'm colorblind. Severely colorblind myself, so I harass the team pretty often when they're going over new assets and things like that, because it's something that I suffer from and that I have issues with, especially playing a lot of the games throughout my life. I understand that it's important to be able to like visualize shapes or just straight up text to have a better idea of what's going on. So that is something that that the team does look at and that they consider when working on designs. Um, there's actually I get made fun of a little bit because I was sharing a brown heart emoji with some of the team instead of like a traditional red one. So now I have the brown heart. I don't know. Bad joke, I guess. Anyway, we'll move on to the next question. Um,
I didn't
what?
know. I didn't know that was an accident. That makes it so much more funny.
Yeah, I
It is
pointed
pretty
that
funny.
out the other day. I was like, "Why are you using a brown heart for everything?" And he was like, "That's brown." I'm like, "Yeah, hover over it." And he hovered over. I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I thought it was red."
Oh my goodness, that's
Really
great.
funny. Yep. I will say too, though, I mean, just on top of that, even for people who can see color just fine, it is still sometimes hard to distinguish exactly what's what in there. So I think the latest updates that are coming out that are currently in beta are amazing. We've got some really cool textures on there. It might take a moment to get used to the new textures and the new styles, but once you do, you can easily identify aspects of those cards that are specific to different rarity types. Um, and then just on top of that, we're always trying to refine it. So, bear with us as we go through iterations and changes. It's going to get better and better. I think I broke somebody.
Oh, yeah, I got it. So it's definitely a priority for all of us to keep our communities connected, especially across all the platforms. We know a lot of our information reaches our Discord community first. This was actually our first community that, we really built up. Um, so we are currently working on staying connected, and Risen is actually going to be helping a lot with that by helping to manage our social media accounts. And I don't know if you want to add anything onto that, Risen.
Yeah, that's definitely a high priority for me. We all use different social media platforms. So the idea that you can utilize anything that we have to be able to receive the information as quickly as possible and cohesively across all of the platforms is definitely a goal to make sure that everybody's getting any news about any contests, AMAs, giveaways, updates as quickly as possible in your preferred platform.
All right. Another kind of common question we got, do you guys have an organizational chart or what does your team structure look like? That's something we've actually just completed officially, and we've created a design for it that we're going to release to the community that I'm going to release a little bit later today, if not immediately at the end of the meeting. Um, our next question comes from JL026. Um, are you guys considering creating an additional channel in Discord like you have for Twitter posts and Reddit posts that highlights all the Medium articles made by the team or contributors to the team? And is that something that you guys are currently looking at doing?
Yeah, I think we could probably get something like that set up. Just to tie in, I think this ties in with our previous question about, connecting our platforms and all of our different communities together. We will definitely be working on getting everything connected. I know there's a lot of really good information on our Medium account that might not reach all the other platforms right away. So yeah, Risen will definitely be helping me on that front, and we're gonna work on getting everybody connected this week.
All right, and we've got another question from, sorry, just bear with me. I'm working across multiple screens here. Uh, do you have any plans to add any kind of economic educational content for young adults? I thought that was an interesting one. I don't believe we have any plans currently to provide any kind of economic or educational training for anybody or young adults, but I will highlight that a little bit to say one of our other new team members that you guys haven't had the opportunity to meet, his name is literally Kant Even. He's actually, and we might have mentioned this during the last AMA, he's taken the lead on creating some really, really great instructional design that's going to allow people to more easily join the community and invest in Joule and play the game in the future. So education and onboarding more or less is something that we are considering as we move into the future. Really lowering that threshold to entry to be able to play DFK as a game and as a DEX. So I will kind of take a break. We're about out of time. I'll give everybody else an opportunity to speak and mention any final thoughts that they may have.
Yeah, I'll just say we hit $5 today, guys. That's pretty insane. Jewel um hit $5, so that's a huge thing.
It's
Um
amazing.
yeah, it's amazing. And we also just to kind of like run through all of our communities, our Twitter is up to 18,000, which is incredible. Reddit is almost to 2,000. If you're not on Reddit, run over there. That we only need like 100 more people to join our Reddit page, and we'll finally hit 2,000. Discord, of course, as mentioned before, we're up to 13,000, and we just hit 4.8 thousand on Telegram. A new addition to our platforms is our Facebook group. You may know the High Indian. He's actually been kind of leading the charge on getting our Facebook group set up. He reached out to me recently and was like, "Hey, there is, our audiences have been looking for a Facebook," and I'm like, "All right, well, I'll let you kind of jump over there and get that set up." And he's done amazing. We've already gotten, 360 members. I post a link in the Voiceless AMA chat if you wanted to join our community on Facebook. We will be connecting that with our other platforms, and we will start posting on there very soon.
Nice. Yeah, I would just also mention that there are plenty of other questions that are still, being asked. A lot of those are not necessarily part of this particular AMA, but we will be taking those, and I'll try to answer some of those today if I can in the chat. But we'll take a lot of those for our next week's AMA, which I believe Zeno is going to be another Dev AMA. Is that correct?
That is correct. We're just so everybody is aware that like today was focusing on marketing promotional items and kind of the general future of DFK. But the first and third Monday of every month, we're going to be going over development. The second Monday of every month, we'll be going over design and like artistic creation of the game. The fourth Monday of every month will be marketing, promotional things like that. And then on months that have a fifth Monday, those are actually going to be special AMAs where we start going over the lore and the story involved with the game. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then of course you guys can always check the public facing calendar for a little bit more information as well.
Great. So just to add on to that, there are certain questions that we want to make sure get answered when they need to be and don't have to wait for a specific AMA. So we'll include those like we did today into each AMA as needed. And like I mentioned, I will try to go through some of those questions that might need an answer sooner than later. But rest assured, we are reading your questions. Zeno, I think, goes through every single one of them and compiles gigantic lists that he wheedles down, and he's doing a great job there. So, keep the questions coming. We love answering them.
All right. And just a final note, mentioning those questions and things. Please, you guys have been really great at submitting your suggestions and your feedback and your questions through that form that we link to in the Discord. That's been really helpful. We've been working with or working on creating a really elaborate FAQ that'll kind of provide a space where people can have a lot of these questions answered, especially a lot of the new questions coming in. It helps me identify which questions are the frequently asked ones, so that's been really beneficial, and it is something that is high priority for us. And also, if you guys want to see more events or more, content and interaction from the team, please use that same form and make some suggestions about what you would like to see. The Ladies of DFK stream has been pretty successful, and that's something that right now we're planning to do every second Tuesday or every other Tuesday. So anything else you guys would like to see or that you would find interesting, please give us that feedback and let us know. Does anybody else here on the team have any closing words?
I do real quick. I just want to, say thank you to the community, especially to the ones that are listening right now. You guys have really just found yourselves in a truly tremendous project. This team, as I've gotten to know them, I've been blown away by the level of professionalism and really the everything that they've already done and been up to in their career so far. You guys truly have a truly talented team here at the helm of this project, and I think we're all in pretty great hands. And I couldn't be more excited to be here to serve this community and to be a part of this. And if you guys have any ideas for merchandising or any connections to anyone in the gaming community, I'm a gamer at heart, have been my whole life. Hit me up. My DMs should be open. So thanks so much, guys.
You're gonna open yourself up to some interesting ideas there, Q.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for.
All right, guys. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this one. Thank you so much for being here and listening to us. I say it every time, but we love you so much. You guys are the most important part of this thing. So thank you so much for being here, for consistently being here and listening to us ramble on, and for your patience, and just really for everything. So thank you so much. Same as Q, feel free to hit up my DMs and Discord if you ever want to ask me any questions. I'm here to help in any way I can. And I think that'll wrap us up for today. And then we'll see everybody 2 p.m. EST next week for a more development focused AMA.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.